cards are not finished, and the world knows a country because of him. God closed the window for him, but gave him the longest route. He trains the rabbit every day, but his head tests the Heavenly Father. As we all know, Usain Bolt was born almost sexually bent. There are also stools that are not suitable for running, but he created a legendary life by being exempted from the sky. Usain Bolt was born in 1986 with a small battle with Bayer. The family originally ran this small women's shop, and the life was quite good. However, when he was 8 years old, his father failed to invest. A huge amount of worry owed, and the family's financial situation has fallen for a long time. And in the Asian buying prize sprint, sprinting is the only way out of poverty. So the young withdrawing Bolt, he went on the road of Tianjin, because since he was a child, Bolt has reached a meter tall when he was a teenager, and the wine was built in his tall experience teaching. The practice arranged for him to specialize in 200 meters, because in the general perception at the time, he was so heavy and his height was not suitable for sprinting 100 meters. So Bolt drove the 200-meter Tianjin Shanghai, and his coach was only a cricket coach at that time. Training is limited, and Bolt's fun-loving weather repeats things every time he trains, but he gets worse and worse over time. The 15-year-old Bolt was on his doorstep at the 2002 World Youth Championships, and he was casually exposed to the camera and the audience when he competed in the world, but that didn't affect his performance. With the help of the home crowd, Bolt Yimadangxian took the lead in rushing through the pen. Zhang won the first world championship of professional teeth, and the youngest world youth champion Bolt Ping lost the dragon and became a professional athlete, but with the training. In 2004, the 18-year-old Bolt represented Asian buyers at the Asian Olympic Games, and he thought it would be in this tournament. But Lady Luck did not enter him. On the eve of the start of the competition, Bolt suffered from the sobriety of goods, had no choice but to bring in goods to the competition, and was overly nervous. He only in a preliminaries vaccination site, Xiangwei Olympic Way. The call for humiliation of the wheeled tour brought a heavy blow to Bolt. But at this time, Bolt ushered in a serious turning point in his career, and this old man who applied for a little fat turned into the future vocational teacher Bolt's career. It was his appearance that created Bolt's legend, and what kind of tobacco he was. The coach did away with the previous Nelly training model, which focused on strength training in the core muscles in order to enhance the protection of almost, so that the tobacco of the weak position of Bolt's starting and finishing was customized for his Liangsheng. Under the strict requirements of the tobacco coach, Bolt's level is brave and weak, but he also pays a lot. In order to improve his speed, he has many times in training, the Red Rabbit Cloud Island flies, time passes, Bolt is to understand the training. Practice Effect participated in the 2005 Corjin Shursan. This time he easily broke into the 20 billion Jiaosan. The outside world will also make him a favorable battle for the card, perhaps too much to prove himself in the game. Bolt, because of the force of the past guide. Jijin took breathing pace. He endured pain and ran full of fame, but couldn't think about the teaching point, and Wei Wei was disappointed because of this, but found the Porco drama was set as precedent for the contestants, and the self-teaching point was determined according to Porco's actual Xiao-style drama after returning to China. The training plan and the unique treatment method Porco products got the control time of the Brave School, soon came to the pressure point in 2006, and the International World Sport in 2000 for the financial contribution of Porco ran out of the personal best interpersonal set of the country. It was from this time that the former Porco gradually came out of the low stock period and had no training for the family and refreshed himself continuously in various races, and it was best to enter the 2007 big edition, actually in the 200-meter race, although the world was racing. Tianjin's head and feet showed his head and feet in the field. He did not reach the electric win and encountered the American Tianjin's brother Da Yifei, who came out earlier than him and was strong, and the middle port ran 19 seconds and 900 million 0. 15 seconds lost to Dai Yi, but Dai Yi would not have thought that the defeat of his subordinates at this time would become a bad eye that he could not control in the future, and the actual strength of the game was good, and Porter's direct coach, who did not want to write any more expressed that the coach went straight out of his body. Can be too weak, suggesting a change of 40 billion, but the training of the 400 meters is too new, and the coach thinks that his burst is not enough, the start is too slow, and finally the coach agrees that if he can break the tooth, the Bayer's 200. The meter record is very much met with their requirements, but to the coach's surprise, in the game a few months later, China easily became the goal. Since then, the 100-meter promotion of the national year officially began. In 2008, the name of the national year wants to test the world. At the New York Athletics Grand Prix, he got off to a fast start and took the lead in most of the service, breaking the world record with a time of 9.72 seconds before coming to a halt. The record-holding Polk competed in the Beijing Olympics at the Nanzhai. In the NI half game, he still ran in the state that he retained, and in the 8 games, so Porter easily pressed all the students to set a new world record with a time of 9.69 seconds. And Hyun Min's white rice crossed 9.7 seconds and entered the era of 9.6 seconds. It was through slow motion that he actually put the operation of looking back over the midpoint, and this scene also became. The classic was followed by a burn in the 200-meter final, but once he sold his footsteps, he had nothing to do, and he finally 30 seconds. It also happened to be the 90,000 viewers at his birthday scene who sent him a romance that belongs exclusively to Chinese. 2 days later, in the 400-meter final, the team reported a new century record in the valley, and the world was shocked by his performance. And the Sheikh family also declared that he had become the world's #1 lungman. People become black lightning and do not meet and come at will, and the world has entered the era of short.